So, in terms of studying abroad, TRU has 4 distinct ways that you could do it. The first is through field schools. The second is essentially an independent experience that you almost custom designed for you. And the third and the fourth are exchange programs. This presentation today is going to focus on 3 and 4, but I'll talk real quick about 1 and 2, just so you have some sense of it. A field school is when an instructor from TRU takes a group, usually somewhere between 5 and 25 students abroad, for somewhere between 2 weeks and 2 months. And this is a list of the ones that operated this year. You may have seen them advertised around the campus. They're worth anywhere from 3 to 6 credits, depending on the particular program. So in this, you're traveling as a group, okay, to a specific place for a specific course. So if you want information about them, they all have websites. You need to talk directly to the faculty. I have very little to do with the field schools other than administer the paperwork. Okay. The other is an independent. This you need to find a faculty buddy who is willing to mentor you through something really extraordinary. For example, we've got nursing students doing volunteer work on AIDS in Ghana, or working in the ghettos of Calcutta in India as an individual on a volunteer basis, doing reports and analysis of developing world issues. So we have students who do that. You need to negotiate that individually with a faculty member, but just to give you a heads up that students do this. Not everybody goes to Monday to Friday classes. There's a bigger world out there, right? So this opportunity is real. What we've got here is the sort of a graph of what I want to talk about in terms of exchange. But sort of the first thing I want to say is these words, study abroad and student exchange, they're equal, I think, or the same. So I'd like you to get used to using both words and hearing both words and considering them. So whether you say, I'm going to study abroad or I'm going to go on an exchange, to me it means the same thing. It's just different universities use different words. So get comfortable with both. And in terms of doing an exchange, we have 2 ways to do it. And I'll explain the difference between the 2. So we have either bilateral or ISEP. So let me first, though, pause for a moment and just go through what the concept of exchange really is. As your parents and families earned money and contributed to the tax base of Canada, you know that your education is subsidized by the government, right? I know you pay tuition, but you must understand that it's not the full cost of your time here, right? It is actually subsidized by the taxpayers of Canada. And so when an international student comes here to TRU, their family has not contributed to the tax base of Canada. And so we charge them international student fees. So if you decided, I would really like to study in another country, I think that would be really cool. That other country would say, well, come on, except you've got to pony up and pay these extraordinarily high international student fees because your parents and family have not contributed to their tax base. So that said, we recognize that studying abroad was a very valuable thing. And so universities around the world said, okay, tell you what, how about we swap students for a semester or 2? I'll send you some of mine, you send me some of yours, and we'll just like write off the tax base fee thing and just call it square. You can go there and pay nothing because they came here and paid nothing. Okay? So it's truly an exchange. Does that make sense? So the economic benefits are gigantic for you to take a look at doing this. Because doing it without the exchange, like I suggest you, if you think student loans are difficult now, like wait until you try and study abroad. So you will waive all of those high international fees and become part of this exchange process.